DCAU faithful, the Lawn Gnome is here, and I am back with another DCAU update. And today we're going to talk about the newest installment in the DCU film library, and that is Batman vs. Robin. It is based on a comic book, of course, but it is also the follow-up to the DC animated film that came out last year, which is Son of Batman. Like the Son of Batman, most of the original cast has come back. You've got Jason O'Mara as Batman, Stuart Allen as Robin, also known as Damian Wayne, Sean Mayer from Firefly reprising his role as Nightwing, and you've got newcomers Jeremy Sisto playing a character who I have always been interested to learn more about in the DC world, and that is Talon. And he belongs to a very interesting society which is very prominent but not so well known in Batman's world, and that is the Court of Owls, which is a organization of the elite and wealthiest of Gotham, and basically they are trying to control the city for their own personal well-being. So this movie, while it's not entirely accurately based on the original graphic novel, because the Court of Owls were thrown in for the purposes of making this movie, we get a very interesting story of coming of age for Damian Wayne, and a very interesting story of Batman trying to connect with his son. So it's a very interesting father and son story, and Damian is forced to make a choice when he encounters the vigilante Talon to see which direction he wants to take, because Talon is an envious character of Batman. He appreciates what Batman does, but he feels that Batman doesn't do enough, and his job is to cross the line that Batman prevents himself from crossing. The movie itself starts out great, and the action sequences are phenomenal. One of the best things I loved about this film was we finally got that big showdown between Damian and Nightwing, and that's all that I'm going to say as far as any possible spoilers. The story is definitely a darker and deeper story, and one of the most incredible things that I never would have imagined was the battle sequence that takes place in the beginning with a very interesting Batman villain called the Dollmaker. He is voiced by Weird Al Yankovic. I will never look at the King of Parody the same way again, because he scared me as the Dollmaker. However, there's a lot of negativity in this film. I didn't really say such great things about the Throne of Atlantis, but I did appreciate it, and I have to say the same can be said about this follow-up to Son of Batman. Son of Batman was not the best film in the DCAU film library, and Batman vs. Robin is kind of the same. I feel that it started out very strong and had some elements we have never seen in a DCU film, like a car chase, but then it just slows up, gets a little bit boring, and you kind of lose interest at the very end, and you just don't connect with the characters as much as you would like to. They cut back a lot when it comes to the animation, because in the slow points of the film, the animation looks very gritty and very choppy, and I really don't like what they did. And the thing that I have to say that is the worst thing I could ever say about this film is I can't stand Warner Brothers, and I can't stand this whole removal of physical media, because there's no 2-disc special edition for this film. I don't want to get the Blu-rays. I had to go get the single-disc edition DVD. That's heinous, guys. Come on. You have been doing this ever since you started making these DVDs. Why do you have to stop now? The fans of DVDs will get these 2-disc special editions. We want them. They're fantastic. They introduce cartoons from the DC library if people didn't watch the series. There's that extra bit of footage that we always crave besides the trailer for the next film. I'm really hoping that you guys will make it a couple of months later, and you'll do the same thing as the time goes on, because, look, I'm a completionist. I want to finish this series. I don't know how long it's going to take, but when it does end, I'm hoping to have 2-disc special editions for all of these. So screw you, Warner Brothers, for cutting them out. Now, I am going to say that I am very excited for the next film, because Bruce Timm is coming back as producer, and it is an entire original story, and it looks like they're even going back to the original Bruce Timm animation, like from Superman the Animated Series and Justice League. So I am so excited for Justice League Gods and Monsters, and I'm very curious to see where next year will bring us in terms of DVDs and Blu-rays for DCU direct-to-DVD films. So Batman vs. Robin, really not as good as I wanted it to be. I think it actually may be worse than Throne of Atlantis, and I felt that it had so much potential to be an excellent film, but I'm glad that I have it. I'm glad that it's a part of my library, and that's all that I'm going to have to say about this new installment. So I'll see you guys in the next DCAU update, and actions speak louder than words.